Welcome to our webinar, What to Expect at Red Raider Orientation. We're excited to have all of you joining us today. My name is Christine Self with Parent and Family Relations, and joining me is Zach Manning from Orientation Services. This webinar is part of our Red Raider Family webinar series, where we share information on topics of interest to parents, families, and supporters of our students. We hope this webinar will help you get prepared to attend Red Raider orientation with your students this summer and learn what to bring and what to expect. We will share some information about next steps, but this webinar primarily focuses on attending Red Raider orientation. Don't worry, there are other webinars focusing on topics like financial aid and tuition billing, living on campus, campus safety, and others planned for this summer. We plan to keep this webinar to about 30 minutes or so. If there's time at the end, we'll open it up for questions using the Zoom Q&A feature. But in the meantime, feel free to type in your questions throughout the presentation. We do have some great folks working behind the scenes to get those answered for you. We are recording this session and posting it and the slides to our website so that you'll be able to review it again later or share with others. We'll also email the recording link to the email you used when you registered for the webinar. So let's go ahead and get started. Zach, if you could introduce yourself and tell us what is Red Raider orientation.
All right, thank you, Christine. My name is Zach Manning. I've been here at Texas Tech for quite a while now, and work with Red Raider Orientation as well as Red Raider Camp, and that's what I want to talk to you a little bit about today. But what is Red Raider Orientation? Red Raider Orientation is really your students' opportunity to get prepared to succeed here in the fall semester and beyond. It's also your opportunity to learn about the offices and departments and resources that are provided to your student here at Texas Tech University, and equipping yourself to continue to be that support service for them as you're at home and they're here at Texas Tech in Lubbock. And so during orientation, we do a lot of different things that we're going to cover here in a bit, but most importantly, it's where your student is going to meet with their academic advisor and register for classes. And so parents, I really do recommend that you can attend if you can. One thing to note is that due to record enrollment, we are having to limit the number of parents and guests that are going to be able to attend all the aspects of orientation. So as we talk about registration a little bit later, something to note. But we do encourage you to attend so that, again, orientation is a little bit like taking a drink of water out of a fire hose. There's a lot of information coming to your student. And so we want to make sure that they have as many eyes and ears on everything they're receiving so that they can be successful in the fall semester and beyond. So really encourage you to attend if you're able to attend with your student.
Wonderful. If you could talk a little bit about what students should do prior to attending orientation.
Yeah. So prior to orientation, and orientations will take place throughout May, June, July, and August. Your student needs to do a few things. And first is remove their holds. There's a lot of holds that include their housing holds, immunization holds, maybe TSI, which is the Texas Success Initiative. And so there's a few holds that'll impact their ability to register for classes. So make sure y'all take care of that in a timely manner. As I said earlier, there's a lot of students coming to Texas Tech this fall. We're excited about that. But make sure that that information is in, and don't wait until the last minute to do that. So it doesn't impact your students' ability to register for classes. Also checking your Texas Tech email. Your student will be able to check their email on a daily basis. They can add it to their phone, but make sure they're doing that. That's how they're getting all the communications from campus departments. It's how they're hearing from their advisor, from student financial aid, business services, housing, and so much more. So make sure they're checking their Texas Tech email. And lastly, complete their orientation online modules. Those are available in the same system they use to register for orientation. And you will see if you're looking at your students' holds, they'll have an academic orientation hold. That hold will be removed when they attend their orientation, as long as their modules are removed. The modules are about 60 to 90 minutes worth of content in video and text. But it's here to provide them information to help them succeed. Again, that information will also be available to them throughout the summer. So if they go through the modules, they go through orientation, they're like, I remember I saw this somewhere. Those modules will still be available to them until classes begin in the fall.
Before we move on, can you quickly just describe, we're seeing this in the Q&A, where do students go to see what holds they have?
Yeah, so there's a few places. One place I really want to encourage students to go to, and we'll drop this in the chat there and in the Q&A, is the Admitted Student Task List. It's www.admitted.ttu.edu. Students are able to log in, and their Admitted Student Task List is their personalized checklist, tells them everything they need to do. It's unique based on academic college and major, maybe how many hours they have coming in, and what exactly they're going to be studying here at Texas Tech. So the Admitted Student Task List is a good place to check their holds. They can also see that in the orientation registration system. It'll tell them which holds they have.
Wonderful.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Christine.
So, in addition to your student having some things to do before coming to orientation, the one main thing that we hope that you will do if you haven't already is join the Red Raider Family Network. That may be even how you found out about this webinar, but if you haven't joined it, please do. This will allow you to receive a monthly newsletter emailed from Parent and Family Relations about timely topics that you'll want to know about each month. We will also receive emailed updates based on your preferences and what you'd like to know about. The Red Raider Family Network allows you to join communities based on your interests so that you can get those updates that you want. This will also serve as your FERPA access, and you'll learn all about this at orientation. But the Red Raider Family Network allows you to request access to your students' records once they're enrolled. So this will be how you will be able to know about your students' classes, what they're taking, their grades, their financial aid information. Now, do keep in mind your student has to grant that access. You request and they grant. So that's kind of how that works. And we will definitely talk a lot about this when you attend orientation. Next, there is a guest fee for coming to orientation. So Zach, can you explain what that is and what it covers while
Yeah,
families are at
of
orientation?
course. So our guests that are 8 years and older is $75 per guest. That covers a few things. It covers 2 meals. It covers materials that are provided to you, t-shirt, a bag. We also have a parent and family member social we host, as well as staffing, parking, technology that we use for orientation. Again, as you can see there, that fee is non-refundable. But as I mentioned, with record enrollments, if you know you're coming to orientation and you haven't signed up yet, you've got homework. So finish that tonight. Go ahead and register for orientation so that your spot is secured and you're ready to go. If you are unable to do that, please note there's still certain aspects of orientation you can still attend with your student. You just wouldn't be provided the meals and materials that go with that fee. And again, children 7 and under, there's no cost for them. But again, those program materials, the day one dinner, the day two breakfast, the social, parking, really everything that goes into covering the cost of Red Raider orientation is covered by that guest fee. One thing of note is housing is not provided. So if you're looking for a place to stay during orientation, on our website, we've got a few different hotels that provide special rates for our attendees. So you can go check that out if you haven't done that already.
Awesome. And can you tell folks here a little bit about the schedule highlights?
Yeah, so I know everybody's traveling from quite a few different places, but please note that check-in will begin at 10 a.m. On day one. So that's either a Sunday, a Tuesday, or a Thursday for your 2-day programs. Parking will be in the Z3 parking lot. That's at 18th in Detroit. We're going to have signage available to you, and we're going to talk about parking in a little bit. But check-in will actually take place in the Student Union building, or as we call it, the sub. So that's where we'll be. In the morning, afternoon, if your student has not yet removed those holds, we'll have the opportunity to do that. We'll have a welcome that is everybody will be there. And then from there, we're going to lead you off to a college welcome where you can learn the specifics of your student's college, whether that's agriculture, engineering, education, no matter where they are, they're going to get that college welcome to learn more about the specifics. And then Christine and her team will lead a parent and family member presentation, which is really valuable. So again, you can be equipped to continue to support your student during their time here at Texas Tech. After that, we'll have a few, it looks kind of conference style. We'll have a resource fair where a number of different offices and departments from across campus are set up to tell you how they're going to support your student. But then also, as you can see, breakout sessions for financial aid, student business services. A number of our students, about a third of our students are first generation college students. So we have first generator experience. Also the opportunity to study abroad, a student organization fair, and so much more. Then we'll have some delightful fajitas. So come ready for fajitas. We got chicken, beef, vegetarian if you need that. And then also parents and family members at this point will kind of split up. the students will have some time to talk about life on campus and then go to the rec center where you'll have an enjoyable parent family member social where you'll get your shirts and a nice a beverage to finish up the day. But that's kind of what day one will look like.
It's a busy schedule. What
It
about day
is.
two?
Yeah. And so day two, we'll get started with breakfast for our paid guests and students in the Student Union Building Ballroom. And then we're going to talk about academics. We're really going to be focused on day two of academics. A student success session will start at 8:30. Then from there, again, we are going to whisk away you and your students to your academic colleges to learn about advising and registration, which will take place that day. We have opportunities for you to ask some last minute questions as well as do residence hall tours. And that'll take place from 10 a.m. to noon. And then the individual meetings with financial aid, student business services, and military and veteran programs, and the benefits there, that'll take place. So you can talk specifically about your student situation. And then we'll have a closing over at the Jones. It's kind of come and go over at the Jones Stadium from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then library tours are available as well as just exploring campus on your own. As that travel goes, if you're coming to that 2 day session, please don't make plans to leave before 2 p.m. If you're flying in and out of Lubbock International Airport, please don't book a flight before 2 p.m. We want to make sure that you take care of everything you need to prepare for the fall semester. I know a few things have popped up, so just want to make sure you know your student does have a room already waiting for them with Red Raider orientation, so they don't need to do anything. I just want to make sure you know the guest room is not provided during orientation.
All right, so for those of us who like a visual, this map that you're seeing on your screen kind of shows you where the kind of main things are going to get started at orientation. So this is the southeast corner of campus. The intersection you see at the bottom right is University Avenue and 19th Street. And you can see that the Student Union building is highlighted for you. That's where the welcome session is. That's kind of where check-in and things get started. And then you can see the Hewlin Clement and Wall Gates residence halls at the bottom. And then there's a big red circle that says Z3 parking. This is where you'll park during Red Raider orientation. And then the students will be staying in Hewlin Clement there. And then at the bottom right of your screen, you can see Mackenzie Murkett Alumni Center. That is where the parent and family social is on the evening of day one. So this is kind of the basic areas where things will get started from. Now, you'll be walking to some other locations. We'll talk about that here in just a little bit, but this is kind of the base of operations for orientation for you. And this is all within walking distance without a problem. So just want you to know about that. And then everyone wants to know parking details, right? So Zach, can you tell us a little bit more about that Z3 parking?
Yeah, so as Christine mentioned, parking will be in that Wall Gates and Hewlin Clement Z3 parking lot. Your student and registered guests will receive an email 2 weeks prior to their orientation with information on how to register your vehicle. So you'll do that. So please don't park in any other lots. Those are reserved spaces for faculty and staff. And again, you'll receive that email prior to your orientation where you'll register that vehicle. And some of you, as you mentioned, you might be flying in. You can still register a rental vehicle at that time. One thing to note, if you have ADA parking with a placard or a license plate, you can park anywhere on campus where ADA parking is available. There's plenty around the Student Union building. There's some around all of our academic college buildings by Hewlin Clement and Wall Gates. So there is ample ADA parking available across campus if needed.
Wonderful. And then I saw a question pop up about sleeping bags. Can you talk about what students should bring when they come to Red Raider orientation?
Yeah, thanks, Christine. So definitely bring a government issued ID, whether that be a driver's license or just an identification card. That's what will be needed to pick up their student ID from Texas Tech. But also, as we mentioned, that advising and registration, if your student really enjoys their laptop or they have a tablet that's easier for them to access things, bring that with them to orientation. They can use that as they're registering for classes. As far as staying in the residence halls, yeah, bedding and towels for staying on campus. This is a good dry run for what life is going to be like in the fall. So please bring that extra long twin sheets or a sleeping bag or really whatever it is they feel comfortable with. If it's just a comforter or however they want to sleep, pillows, towels, everything they need, toiletries. And then as you can see, for the night of orientation, we do go to the rec center. So if they want to swim, if they want to play basketball, climb the rock wall, they can do that too during their orientation.
Right. And so, families, here's some tips on what you should plan to bring when you attend orientation. If you want to take advantage of the individual meetings with financial aid or perhaps our military and veterans program office, you might want to bring some of those financial documents that you might need to talk with them. We definitely encourage you to dress casually, wearing comfortable clothing and shoes that you are comfortable walking in. So there will be lots of opportunities to walk around campus, especially depending on what college your student's in. You may be leaving that student union area that you saw on the map and walking across campus to other locations. It's probably going to be very hot outside. It is Texas in the summer, but some of the meeting rooms may be a little bit chilly because of the air conditioning. So if you're the kind of person that gets kind of cold, you might want to bring a light jacket or cardigan for those meeting rooms. Do know that, money for meals not included in orientation. Our dining locations on campus are cashless, so you'll need to have a debit or credit card to pay for any additional meals or snacks. That's both you and your student. There are also plenty of restaurants nearby campus on University Avenue if you wanted to walk and go try some of those as well. And then a lot of times families want details about what things they'll be doing on their own versus what things they'll be doing with their students. So Zach, can you tell us a little bit about what to expect there?
I sure can. So, as I mentioned, every college does things a little bit differently, but every parent and family member and student does things just a little bit differently. So, a majority of the time, y'all will be able to be with your student during orientation, but sometimes it'll be, like I mentioned, Christine and the parent family relations team will do a presentation just for y'all, and the students are off doing something with their fellow students. And then again in the evening time, whenever y'all go to your parent family member social, you can see the picture there over there. The students are off at the rec center. So, I really want to encourage you to let your student to interact with those other students. They're going to be led around by current Red Raiders all throughout orientation. So make sure that they're asking questions of them about what life is like on campus. And again, every college does things a little bit differently. So some colleges, you might be sitting there with your student as they're talking to an advisor. And sometimes due to space, you might be in a different room getting the same content as your student, but they're just going to be in a different room than you during that time. Again, it varies by college. So if you hear someone from the Rawls saying, well, we did this, and you're in the Davis College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources, and you did something different, no, that's okay. Our academic advisors are here to help your students succeed and make sure they're in the courses they need to graduate in a timely manner. Yeah, just know that. One thing to note also, as Christine's put in there, is like tuition and fees are not going to be due during orientation. Okay, that's due 3 days prior to the start of classes, which will take place in August. But your students will get an email indicating that they've received their bill. And that's electronically sent, right? Again, that's an email that is only going to go to your student. Know that your student needs to check their email at the end of July looking for that bill to make sure they can pay that.
Wonderful. And then for those who are interested in Red Raider Camp, can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, and I've seen a few questions pop up. So Red Raider Camp is an extended orientation. It's added on to that orientation experience. It's a lot of fun. We have more than about a third of our students are coming to orientation and camp. So that'll take place on Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday. You should have received a confirmation email about that if your student is registered. But students are going to stay in the exact same room they were in for orientation. Right. So students coming to camp are going to stay in the Hewlin Clement Residence Hall. And so they'll check in, they'll get their room for Thursday night. They'll stay in the same room Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening. And so again, it gives your students more time to check out campus, see what's like, and then experience history and traditions firsthand. As you can see that picture there, we're over at Jones Stadium. We're having a lot of fun in there. They get to do bell circles and we do a lot of fun stuff with Will Rogers, with saddle tramps, with high riders, and just really experience campus with athletics. But then also they're meeting current students as well as other new students, right? So if you look at that picture, all those students in the white shirts, those are all new students coming together so that they have those social connections when they show up. They already know who they're going to be on a volleyball team with. They're going to who they're going to go eat at One Guys with. They already have those connections, which is great, and they do. They have a lot of fun. Parents and family members, you have the opportunity to stay here during that time. Again, some parents and family members will stay and just explore Lubbock on their own. We've got a lot of vineyards and wineries here, but also I always tell parents that nobody knows your student better than you. So explore Lubbock on their behalf. Right, go check it out. See what's around here. See what your student's going to do. So again, you can tell them about that. As you can see, students can still register for Red Raider Camp. I will tell you, spots are very limited. We've got enrollment growth here and record enrollment, and so students are registering for camp at a high rate. So if your student is interested in camp, I recommend y'all register for that as soon as possible. Please note there is a $250 fee for camp that is paid at the time of registration. So something to be aware of.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
And then finally, just some kind of reminders as we're getting close to wrapping up our presentation. Don't leave orientation without asking questions. You'll have plenty of opportunities to do so, whether it's over when you're at the colleges, you'll get to meet faculty, staff, and others from the different colleges. So be sure and ask questions at those events. Sometimes families are more prone to asking questions than your students. And again, you know your student better than anyone. If you feel like your student's not going to ask a question, you ask the question, right? Make sure you don't leave without connecting with our staff here in Parent and Family Relations. We have a team of 4 folks who are here on campus. We're really your office on campus. So if you have any questions at all, we are here to help you. So make sure you connect with us. You'll have the opportunity to do that during our presentation on day 1, as well as at the Red Raider Family Social. And then make sure that you meet some other families. Maybe you show up here and there's folks from your hometown that you didn't realize would be here at Texas Tech at the same time as you. Make sure you make those connections with other parents and families that, are in your student's major. So that you have some folks that you can reach out to and talk about how things are going with your students together. So again, that social is a great opportunity for you to meet some other families who are in the very same boat as you with a student coming to Texas Tech. And then what about students? What should they, again, some final reminders for students.
Yeah. So again, make sure they are checking their Texas Tech email account. That's where they're going to get updates from orientation, from housing, academic advising, involvement opportunities. All that is going to take place via email. So make sure they're checking that. One thing to note, I know we've got some later this month and next month, but really encourage your student to be that self-advocate when it comes to attending Red Raider orientation, not just the orientation, but also the academic advising. I've seen a few questions pop up about classes, about AP credits, dual credit. Nobody knows your students' coursework better than them. So make sure if they're in that advising, they speak up about AP credits or dual credit courses to make sure that they are taking courses they need for their degree. Our academic advisors are outstanding, but they also have a lot of students to help. So make sure your student is speaking up and they are speaking up on the courses they already have credit for so they can register appropriately. Also, the question about attending orientation and will there be classes left to register for? There are. There are going to be classes available all summer. And again, those advisors are going to help your student get in the classes they need to graduate in a timely manner. So there's that. So Christine,
Yeah, just
parents?
one more plug here for the Red Raider Family Network. I saw someone ask, how do you sign up for it? You can easily sign up for it from our website, and we do have the link dropped in there for you. And speaking of links, we've been sharing a lot of links via chat during this webinar. When we send your follow-up email this afternoon, it's going to have all the links in it. So don't worry if you missed one or just need to catch up with something that maybe you missed and didn't click on the link quick enough, or maybe you're on a phone watching this, but we'll send you all the links that you'll need, including the one to sign up for that Red Raider Family Network. And then some next steps for you. We've got our website up here on the screen for you. Again, we'll follow up with that link as well, but make sure you visit our website. We've got lots of information for you that's curated just for parents and families, including a page about orientation. We share our when it's ready, we'll share our presentation slides there for you. We've got all of our webinars that are coming up on that website. So we want you to join those that you're interested in. You can take a deep dive into a lot of topics that are of interest to you as a parent or family member. Please follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Our handle is at TTUPFR. We share lots of information on those sites for you as well. And then we do want you to know about Family Weekend. That's coming up September 25th through 27th. That website's there for you as well. It's going to be the 90th anniversary of Family Weekend. We're really excited about it. The football tickets will go on sale very, very soon, and they will go quickly. So we want you to make sure you're aware of Family Weekend. We'd love to see you come back in the fall. And then some other things to just be aware of. Fall Tech In, that's what we call Move In here at Texas Tech. Your students will receive an email from University Student Housing about signing up for a time slot. They will actually pick the date and time that they'll move in. Those time slots will open on May 27th, and move in for most students would start on August 20th. There is a link here directly to housing for information related to Fall Tech In. It has all the information, including things like dimensions of stuff in the rooms, and all of that. So we encourage you to just prepare for that day. That's going to be an exciting day and maybe a bittersweet day, but it's going to be coming here before you know it. And then Raider Welcome. This is an opportunity for your student to come back. They've moved in. Let's get them busy and meeting other students and learning about student organizations and things that they can get involved in. And so those activities will happen from August 20th through August 30th. And the first day of classes, by the way, is going to be August 24th. So even if they move in 4 days before classes start, we're going to keep them busy with Raider Welcome activities. All right. What if folks need more information about orientation, Zach?
Yeah, please reach out. If you haven't been to our website yet, please go there, www.orientation.ttu.edu. It's a valuable resource. It's got a lot of information on there. You can also just Google anything and most everything will pop up. You can also email us, orientation@ttu.edu. Our professional staff, as well as our student staff, will be answering those questions. Please note that if you call at 806-742-2993, we're available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You're most likely going to hear from one of our students who they were in your student's shoes a year ago, 2 years ago. So know they're doing their best to help out and answer all your questions. But we want to make sure that y'all are comfortable and confident in your decisions to be a Red Raider. And so please give us a call, email us, stop by our website. Also, if you enjoy social media, go check out at TTU Orientation. We got some great content on there, some educational content, as well as some kind of just entertainment there for you to kind of get an idea about what to expect as life here in Lubbock and at Texas Tech University for your Red Raider. So by all means, reach out at any time. We want to make sure, again, that you and your student are ready to go for this summer for orientation and camp, as well as for the fall semester.
All right. Well, we've got just a little bit of time left. We'd love to continue answering your questions. I'm looking in the Q&A right now. One of the questions is, when will football tickets for Family Weekend go on sale? The answer is very, very soon. We will announce this and the link to get your tickets for this game in the Red Raider Family Network. So another reason to make sure you're signed up for that. Let's see. Is there a central hub to access all the different links that we need? Go again after this webinar later this afternoon. We're going to send you an email with all of the links from today's presentation, as well as the link to the recording. This will have a number of the links that you'll need, including the main one, which is our Parent and Family Relations website, where you can get to everything that you need. So the Parent and Family Relations website is a really good one-stop shop for you as a parent or family member.
Yeah, question I was going to answer on here real quickly was asking about when are fees for orientation students due. the student orientation fee is automatically added to their fall tuition and fees. So students don't pay anything up front for orientation. The things they do have to pay up front for is their guest fee as well as their Red Raider camp fee. So that does need to be paid for at the time of orientation registration. Stephanie, you asked about the combined session. So orientation and camp, if they're doing a combined session, orientation will be on Thursday and Friday. And then Friday afternoon is when camp will start. So camp will be Friday afternoon into Saturday and Sunday. So the students who are leaving on Sunday from camp, recommend don't try to book a flight until after 12 p.m. or noon, so they can get home with plenty of time and get to the airport. I think Mary asked a question about when do they find out who their roommates or suite mates are? If you're asking about for the fall semester, that would be with University Student Housing. They would be the ones to answer that question for you. But if you're asking about for orientation and camp, we fill up rooms as they show up. So the first two students are in room 1, and then the next two are in room 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. So if your student really wants to room with a roommate who they're meeting for the first time at orientation, just make sure they get in line together to go through that, and they can get their room together during orientation and camp.
Can you talk about where students should go to talk about different majors if they're unsure prior to orientation?
Yeah, that's a great question, Donna. So if they're still searching, obviously contacting academic colleges directly, if they know, well, I'm thinking about business or I'm thinking about engineering, I would reach out directly to the college to ask those questions. During orientation, we have a college check-in. It goes on during our check-in where all the academic colleges are set up, so that you can ask those questions face to face, answer the questions, or sorry, get the questions answered that your student might have. But if they know specifically about which majors they might be looking for or looking at, we can assist in directing them to those locations. But every college has recruiters who can help answer the questions about what those majors specifically provide students. And I would recommend if your student knows they want to change their major right now, please go through that major change process now so that all the academic colleges and advisors are prepared for them at orientation. So if your student knows that they want to change their major to something, please go ahead and take care of that with the Office of Admissions as soon as possible.
And I see a question here about, can Texas Tech help you meeting with other families from your hometown and student major? I would encourage you to visit with folks while you're at orientation. Again, you'll have that social opportunity at the end of day 1. Just be there and meet some folks. When you're going to the college breakout sessions, you'll be right in there with other parents and family members who their students have the same major as yours. So that's a good opportunity. Other than orientation, we do have within the Red Raider Family Network a discussion board. You are welcome to post, hey, I'm coming here from Tyler, Texas, or wherever it might be, and folks can respond to your posts. There's also our Texas Tech Parents Association, which is a dues paying organization that you can connect with. That might be a really good way for you to meet other parents and families from your hometown whose students are going to Texas Tech.
Yeah, one thing just to caution you, I've seen parents will get in there and ask questions about orientation on Facebook groups and things like that. I really want to encourage you to come talk to my team, to talk to Christine's team. Every year there are changes to orientation. So as much as you might have friends or family or Facebook groups who attended last year or 5 years ago, 10 years ago, things are going to look different. So you can access our schedule on the orientation website there. If maybe someone from our team can add that to the chat there, so you can see what that schedule looks like and begin planning. I just want to make sure that you're prepared for that, but know that things are going to look different every year. Our schedule looks different than it did last year, so please note that whenever you're thinking about where to go to ask questions about things. Adina, looks like you had a question about, should we assume that later in the summer, as our orientation takes place, the worse our class options will be? Classes will fill up throughout the course of the summer, but also know that, again, your academic advisor is going to get your student in courses that work towards their degree. It may be at a different time than they wanted. Maybe they didn't want to start classes until 10 a.m. Well, this first semester, because all of our current students have registered for classes as well as orientation attendees before them, they might have to take it at 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. But your advisor is going to help your student get in those courses. One thing to note too is that once your student attends orientation, they can log back in to change their class schedule at any time until classes begin. So they might want to look and see, every Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. Are spots opening up. And it might be because other students are changing their schedule or deciding that they need to do something differently. So that is a live system that your student can always access once they attend orientation.
All right. If there's any more questions, I do want to put up this link and we'll send this out as well. We do have some upcoming webinars for you. One is on a class that your student can sign up for on teaching students to thrive at Texas Tech. That's coming up on May 12th. We have the one that probably many of you might be interested in, tuition, financial aid, and scholarships on June 3rd. And then we have one on health and well-being at Texas Tech on June 10th. So be sure and sign up for additional webinars. We do also have a brief survey we'd love for you to fill out on how we did today. So take a moment and do that. If you're unable to scan this QR code, don't worry. We're going to send you an email with all the links from today. So just want to thank you very much for being here. Thank you, Zach, for sharing all this great information. And thanks to those who've been typing all these answers into the Q&A. We really appreciate you. Now, we
Yeah.
are going to stay on here a few more minutes to answer questions, but I will stop the recording here and we can hang out just for a few more minutes to answer questions. So thanks, everybody.
Yeah, Samuel. So as I mentioned, the orientation fee and the guest fee, I'm sorry, the orientation fee is automatically added to the fall tuition and fees. The Red Raider Camp fee of $250, as well as any guest fees, do need to be paid at the time of registration.